Hey guys, it is Ebony from TinyTexasGarden, and we are so excited to have some sunshine and a little bit of warmth. And so we are outside and we are going to pot up some of our seedlings. So we started these, shucks, I can't even remember now, I'll have to go look at my notes. But we started these a few weeks ago, and so they've been sitting under our grow lights in the house. But it's time to pot some of them up. So we've already potted up these two Garden Delight tomatoes, and they are looking absolutely beautiful. I think they just might be a gardener's delight because this was aroma and I haven't seen anything come from it yet. We've got some cabbage plants here. We have some hopes for, let's see, for some honeydew and cantaloupe, but we haven't seen those sprout yet, or our bell peppers. But of course, you know, they love warm weather and we have not gotten there yet. We also have some Texas Star hydrangea seeds. Sorry, not hydrangea, hibiscus. Some Texas Star hibiscus seeds that came from Lady Cheryl. We're so grateful for them. We're still waiting on them to pop up. But the other day I noticed this tiny little sprout. So maybe, just maybe, we had some that slipped from the tops and are now a little further down, and maybe we'll still get some. I don't know about you guys, but do y'all get very excited about your seedlings? Like giddy excited? Like I wake up every morning and I run to the seedlings and I get so excited to see some life start coming. The other day somebody looked at me a little bit like I was crazy by how excited I get by it. I don't know, but for me it's like, it's just the beauty of life. Like I get the same way about pregnancy and babies. It's just so exciting to see something come from something so little and you're not sure what's gonna happen, and then there's life. Something about that is amazing to me. Obviously I can't have a baby every year, but you know what I can have is lots of seedlings multiple times a year, and every time I'm excited. Every time it's like a new miracle. So anyway, that's my own little thing, I guess. Down below, tell me if you get excited to see your seedlings like I do. So today's goal is to pot up some of these plants because they're ready. They have probably used up most of the nutrients out of the little seed blocks that they're in. So, oh, I should have brought the seed block out. I'll put a screenshot or something in them. But my mom for Christmas got me this little seed block maker where you can actually make your own little seed blocks, you know, from your own soil. Oh yeah, look at those roots. Oh yeah, it's past time. Okay, I'm sorry, little cabbage. We're gonna get you a bigger home. But you can actually make your own seed blocks instead of buying a lot of peat pods or something like that. I have nothing against those, but it's also nice to be able to make your own sometimes. Okay, so let's go through a couple of these. What to do? So this is just some potting mix. Nothing overly special here, but I'll put a little potting mix in there. And I did water these. You see they're moist. They're moist up to the bottom. This one didn't get moist all the way up to the top, but we'll water it in real good. I watered these earlier, soaked them a little bit earlier. And we'll just pour some potting mix actually around here to fill this up a little bit, and we'll get these going. We are so excited to start our spring gardening. Now that the snow has melted and we can reassess the size of our actual space, we'll be going through, and I'm just gonna water this baby in a little bit. And normally once they're in well, we'll water them from the bottom. It would be, which just means that we basically, in something like this, we put water and let the water soak and wick up instead of watering on the top. But for this first little watering, we want to make sure that it's at least getting moist all the way through. So yeah, but this year what we're working on is starting it won't be a complete or an exact square foot garden, but our first year, last year when we were gardening, I had such high hopes. Like I went and I got all my canning, oh, look at these roots. I went and got all of my canning supplies and dehydrators and all sorts of things, expecting so much harvest that I would have extra food to prepare and save and all that good stuff. Well, like many newbie gardeners, I didn't really know what to expect, and there was not enough food to be leaving over for storage, because it was just enough. Like as soon as I would pick something, I was eating it because it was just not enough. Not nearly as bountiful as I imagined in my head. And so what I realized is that I can do more with the size garden that I have. So even though I have a tiny garden, I didn't fully utilize it to its max capacity. So this year we're going to try to do a little better about that. And so we're doing our spin on a square foot garden. The only way we're able to do that, for one, is that we have improved the quality of our soil. Last year, come on little cabbage. Last year, it was our first year gardening. Because it was the pandemic, you couldn't find compost. It was just the perfect storm for, not really being a good idea to try to overload the beds, since the soil quality wasn't even that good. But this year, since we've been working on amending it, and we know a little bit better about how to feed it, we're gonna go all in, and we're gonna see how much we can actually get from our Tiny Texas garden. Hopefully, it's bountiful. That is the plan. So that's really all I'm doing here, is I'm just gonna go through and pot up all of my little seedlings and get them in a bigger container so they can continue to grow. And we're enjoying our time outside in the heat and the wind, which is also good for your seedlings, so they can start to get used to the wind. What I do while I'm in the house to help them start that hardening process, or that at least getting used to being bent around by the wind, is I blow an oscillating fan periodically so that their stems can get used to being, uh-oh, it doesn't look so happy in there. So their stems can get used to being manipulated that way, because outside in the Texas wind, they're gonna need it. We get very windy around here, so they're gonna need to be as used to that as possible. So, I'm gonna get this one potted up, and then we'll go ahead and we'll do the rest. I probably won't make you watch me do all of these. That doesn't sound exciting, does it? But when we're all done, we'll show you our results, and we'll keep you posted on how they're going. Thanks, guys. Okay, guys, here is what we accomplished today. These are two of our little cucumbers, and they all had so many roots, guys. It was so impressive. We've got our two Gardener's Delight tomatoes. This row is our black seed Simpson lettuce. We've got a row of gourmet lettuce. We have a row of Waltham broccoli. And, oh, and no mind the yellow leaves down here. These were just the two initial leaves. These are not the true leaves, and they're expected to turn yellow and fall off. So, still good and healthy there. And we have a row of cabbage. So, we are pretty pleased with today's little seeding pot up. Have a good one.